Welcome. Let us study the Summon Holy Relic of Conviction. Summon Holy Relic of Conviction is a transfigured version of a skill that summons a minion which regenerates life of all allies and deals damage whenever your character hits an enemy using an attack. This variant lets you summon one more relic, but it no longer regenerates life. It also deals damage whenever the enemy is, not around itself. This Holy Nova is a spell, bound not by cast speed, but by its cooldown. To trigger it frequently, you have to hit more often and increase the cooldown recovery rate for the minion, which boils down to increasing the gem quality. The best way to trigger the Holy Nova is by using the Lancing Steel of Spraying. It has a fixed hit rate that you can easily boost with a bit of attack speed, and more importantly, returning projectiles. It's also a ranged attack, making the character more durable in the process. The other minions you should be using are Animated Guardian, some kind of defensive golem, and a Spectre granting your minions a utility buff. You don't want them to die, but capping their resistances and activating Bone Offering will take care of that. Overall, it's one of the best minion builds as of now. We're making it a poison build because Holy Relic hits extremely quickly and has no inherent damage conversion from the original physical damage, thus allowing us to stack poison. All we have to do is reach 100% poison chance from Ghastly Abyss Jewels. DOT is easier to scale up than on-hit damage. Your character is durable on account of its capped spell and attack block chance, life gained on hit, which is often, endurance charges, and a sizable life pool with a high armor rating. Its only weak point is damage over time, but only if there's nothing to target or an especially powerful physical hit. Clear speed is good due to explosions from Asenath's Gentle Touch and fast movement with shield charge. Single target damage is also high after you stack poison, withered debuffs, and after the boss's grace period expires. All the items are affordable, and only high-end jewels can be expensive. A mandatory unique item is Geoffrey's Crest. It's a helmet specifically designed to summon more holy relics. You should also use other uniques that we've listed with no rare counterpart, they're just the best in slot. Geoffrey's Crest is a mandatory helmet. It increases the limit of your relics by 1. It also provides plenty of elemental resistance. It is a common unique. You should look for a Corrupted Implicit that reduces the mana reservation of socketed aura gems. We don't have a lot of ES, which is the main reason not to use Aegis Aurora. If you somehow do have over 1.5 thousand of ES and a lot of armor, it's the best choice defensive-wise. The quality of the Holy Relic is important. Use Diala's Malefaction Body Armor for another 30% quality for this skill gem. It can be also used to boost your Empower and Enhance support gems by 2 levels. Asenath's Gentle Touch are used mainly for explosions and temporal chains on hit. It makes them extremely good in most poison builds, including this one. A good Darkness Enthroned can be expensive, but it is the best source of increases in minion damage. You can put your 2 best Abyss Jewels here to double their effect. Ashes of the Stars is by far the best amulet, your gem quality starved. It also grants gem level for all skill gems. Supreme Ostentation is required. It can be found on Caspiro versions of Elegant Hubris. Transform your mind over matter into this keystone. You should also look for a useful substitute for Arcanist Dominion, since you have to pick it up anyway. Minion damage, reservation efficiency, eternal resilience or resistance are good candidates. From a pair of Forbidden Jewels, we recommend getting Void Beacon for damage, Bastion of Elements, or Liege of the Primordial for durability. You have to use a sword or an axe. That's the requirement of Lancing Steel of Spraying. You need no attributes. Tattoo your whole skill tree with something that's useful, like increased armor instead of strength and reduced effect of curses on you instead of intelligence. For extra durability, invest in armor, life regeneration, extra maximum elemental resistances, and reduced physical damage taken. Use a sword with high base attack speed, since that's the only inherent mod that matters. Use an essence to craft minion damage, and, on the bench, craft 2 mods to make your hits unavoidable and to trigger socketed hear spells every 8 seconds. Pure ES Shield with gem level to all minion skill gems, minion damage, and maximum life is what you're looking for. maximum elemental resistances, Shaper's reservation efficiency, and life regeneration may be good. Get rare boots with life, movement speed, and resistances. You can craft the freeze immunity or seek a rare delve prefix for local gem levels to minion gems. This will let you summon one more Spectre and increase the maximum life of them and AG. For the Eldritch mods, we recommend the Golem buff effect, action speed, and life regeneration rate. On a belt, aim for simple defensive modifiers such as maximum life or resistance. Stygian Vice is the best option. You will host a lot of rare Ghastly Abyss jewels that improve your minions' damage and your own maximum life. Each of them can roll up to a 15% chance of poisoning for minions, make it 100%. Other than that, try to include lacking resistances, or add flat physical chaos damage for your minions. There's a place for 6 to 8 of these jewels. Use bone rings to get special minion modifiers available only on this base. You should look for maximum life, bonuses to your minions, and resistances. Craft the reduced mana cost of skills prefix. Despair on hit can be found on Hunter's Rings. On your large cluster jewels, don't look for notables, just 12 small passives with increased effect, maximum life, and resistances. You can use 1 or 2 of these. 2 is probably too much, but it's still the best way to spend skill points if you value damage above all. Have 1 life flask that stops bleeding, a granite, silver, quicksilver, basalt, or sulfur flasks. Their suffixes should increase your armor, movement speed, reduce the effect of curses, and regenerate your life. That's a mod you can craft. Holy Relic of Conviction casts a Nova spell that deals physical damage each time you hit an enemy. It has a low cooldown that can be reduced by the quality of this gem. Link it with Empower, Enhance, Unbound Ailments, Void Manipulation, and Minion Damage support gems. You can equip the Animated Guardian with various items that have a unique effect on other allies such as Kingmaker. You're able to host 2 or 3 Spectres, Pale Seraphim, Syndicate Silencer, Ancient Suffering, or Perfect Serpent Warrior are all good choices. Link these minions to Minion Life and Feeding Frenzy or Meat Shield support gems. Lancing Steel of Spraying is the attack that will trigger the Holy Nova of your relics. It's the best skill for this purpose, better than Cyclone on account of its range. Link it with Withering Touch, returning projectiles, and life gain on hit support gems. It should cost almost no mana. The following 3 spells should be socketed in the weapon with an auto trigger. Molten Shell is a protective shield to reduce a portion of incoming hit damage. Desecrate creates corpses which you can use to cast Offering. It's useful in boss arenas with no corpses. Bone Offering grants attack and spell block chance for you and your minions. Determination is a mandatory defensive aura that grants you an increased and additional armor rating. Tempest Shield will provide you with the necessary spell block chance and shock immunity. Malevolence is used only for more damage over time. With Generosity support, Malevolence affects your minions only. You don't need it yourself. Shield Charge allows you to move much faster, as long as it's a straight line. Link it to faster attacks to move even faster. Stone Golem is a helpful minion that greatly increases your life regeneration. You can also use the Transfigured Stone Golem of Safeguarding to reduce the damage you take from melee hits, or Chaos Golem to take reduced physical hit damage if that's a big issue. With Temporal Chains, poison expires slower, and the enemy is more sluggish. Here, we source it from Asenath's Gentle Touch, not a skill gem. Despair reduces chaos resistance. You can have it as a ring affix, meaning it's much weaker and won't benefit from global skill gem quality, but that's a price you may be willing to pay for convenience, no mana cost, and a gem socket. Kill all the bandits for the 2 extra skill points. Your major and minor gods are the usual Brine King and Aberath. However, if you're freeze immune already, choose Lunaris instead of Brine King, and if your chaos resistance is particularly low, you should probably get Shikari instead of Aberath. Your passive skill tree is a source of maximum life, minion damage, spell block chance, attack block chance, and a bit of mana reservation efficiency with reduced mana cost of skills. You could go up for Death Attunement for an additional Spectre, but that's probably not worth the hassle. Your Soul Keystone is Supreme Ostentation, Remember to use tattoos. Attributes grant you nothing. Your life masteries are 15% increased maximum life if there are no life modifiers on equipped body armor, and skills cost life instead of 15% of mana cost. For the mana mastery, get 12% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills, or 10% reduced mana cost of skills. For a minion defense mastery, select damage leech, and for minion offense mastery, 30% increased area of effect, and 20% increased effect of offerings. That is all for this guide. We hope you found it informative. Stay tuned for the next one.